Hello, this is TJS, coach of the Tenkai, and welcome to week 6 of PBA season 2. So this week we are up against ShadowStitch and his team is the Chandelures. So before we go into his team, I have made a couple of changes in my team. So first we saw a golden go available, so we had to grab that thing up, and to get the golden go we had to drop like a few members of our team. So the first two months we dropped were the Skeletor and the Magnezone, which shared types with Gorengo, and without Tera those two feel hard to use a bit, and I think Gorengo is much better without Tera than those two. So yeah, and the other one I dropped was Quiver, cause like I already had a lot of physical attackers, so I didn't think Quiver was doing much in this team. So yeah, so those are the 3 months I dropped, and instead I picked up Sandy Shocks to get electric type and also get some spikes, cause like spikes help with Godengo, of course, since we do deter defog. And the other one we picked up was Tauros, cause like that's the other only one with fire type that was available with the points we have left. So yeah, we have basically dropped Skeletor, Quiver and Magnezone for Godengo, Tauros and Sandy Shocks, and our Terra captains are the same. So now if we look at Shadow's team, he has the Iron Bundle, the Espathra, the Annihilate, the Hitran, the Grimmsnark, Quagsire, Noivern, Decidueye, Hisuian Decidueye, the Electros and the Dunsparce. So he was actually the guy who dropped Gorengo and picked up Annihilate mainly because his team was a lot special heavy, so he picked up a physical ghost type, I guess. But yeah, so first of all he has the Tera Espathra, which is like one of the biggest Tera threats, and he also has the Iron Bundle, which is like one of the more another unvaluable mons in this meta. So these two are a very big threat, but fortunately we picked up the Godengo, which actually deals with both of those quite a bit. So there's that. He also has the Annihilate, which is Tera banned, so but it's still a big threat in its own way. So that's gonna be a thing. Besides, I do think he's gonna bring this top 3. Besides that, I think he's gonna bring the Grimmsnark, cause he's like good pivoting for his threats to come in. I don't think he brings the Hitran, and he might bring the Quagsire, which is like a good his hazard support, and it does good against some of my threats, like physical threats like the Tauros and Sneezer and even the Endo to some extent. And if you wants to bring a defogger, I don't think he picks Noivern, because I don't think Noivern will beat Godengo 1v1 in anyways. He might bring the Decidueye because I can't switch my Godengo into it, because it does get scrappy and CC will do a whole lot of damage to Godengo. So yeah, I do think he brings the top 3, the Grimmsnark, maybe the Quagsire and the Decidueye. I can see bringing the rest, like he also swept someone with the Dunsparce. So, and Electros is quite a solid mon. I have my issues with it in the past. So let's look at the team that we are gonna be using this week. Okay, so this is the team that we'll be using this week. So first off we have Zoroark. So Zoroark, I am probably not gonna lead this thing this week, but it's still here because like I needed some priority, because like after dealing with some of his mons, it feels like he's gonna be like have a few HP left, I guess, in the end. So I just have Sucker Punch just in case I need to pick up a few stuff. Besides that, I'm the most special with Dark Pulse, Search Bomb and Psychic. These 3 moves hit most of his team pretty hard, except for something like a very speed of hit run, which we're probably not gonna stay in anyway. So yeah, this is not gonna be a read like most tricks, but instead I'm gonna use this like at the end just to clean some stuff up. I do have the focus sash just in case, cause like I don't know how hazard heavy is gonna be, so I think I can preserve the sash pretty well. But yeah, so Zoroark is the first mon on our team. Next up we have our new mon Gholdengo. So this is a fully SPDF Gholdengo with like max HP, max SPDF. It can wall like Espathra, or the only thing that Espathra has to hit us is like Shadow Ball, or if it goes Tera Blast, Ghost or Dark, but I doubt he's gonna go that route since Shadow Ball already hits us. That's why we have the Kasib Berry. Since we are max SPDF, we should be able to take a Shadow Ball with Kasib Berry and then another Shadow Ball, and the possible Teras I feel on him are like fighting Ghost and Fairy. So if it's Ghost or Fairy, I can just Shadow Ball, make it rain and kill. If it's fighting, I have some other monsters to deal with it, but I do think this thing can 1v1 Espathra pretty well, cause Espathra does have some move sort issues, cause like if it's combined and 2 attacks, I don't think it can hit everything in my team, so it will probably need a third move. And if it's a third move, then it doesn't have roost, then we can actually, even with no investment, we can like do a whole good chunk with Shadow Ball and make it rain. Besides that, I have recover for healing and thunder wave if we can catch something like the bundle with the T-wave, because bundle also doesn't true hit chaos unless it specs, and if it's specs we do have other mons like Dazu to switch in if in that case, and we can heal up on a lot of his mons, so this thing should be pretty good against his team. Next up we have Serena. So Serena is here mainly for the Annihilate. If he's a bulk up Annihilate, I probably don't beat it 1v1, but I still do a lot of damage with Play Rough, and I have the helmet just in case to give him some more chip, so that something like Zoroark can pick it off after its weekend. So this is like a very festive, and also give it a lot of few bit of attack, cause like not a lot of his team can take its hits except for the hit run. I have like, even without any investment, I can like 2 or 3 KO his whole team with like power whip and Play Rough, so that's good. Besides that, there's rapid spin just in case he brings like spikes, Quagsire or rocks on hit run. I probably won't get a good chance to spin with the ape around, but just in case I got the spin, and synthesis is just for some healing. Next up we have Regidrago. So this is gonna be our second check to Espathra and Iron Bundle. We are max PDF and almost max HP with an AV, and we are running a Tera Fairy this week because like our main target is Draco Meteor or Dragon God. Draco Meteor without even like any investment should almost OHKO bundle unless it's very bulky, and we have Dragon Claw also just in case like Espathra starts combining, then we can't like Draco won't do a lot, so that's why I have Dragon Claw. His 2 resists to dragon are the Grimmsnarl and the Heatran, so we got Earth Power for Heatran. I am not running Earthquake in case it burns me with Wisp or something, that's why I have Earth Power. And Tera Blast Fairy should hit Heatran pretty well. So I have a few bit of physical attack so that my Tera Blast is physical instead of special, just in case, and if it's like a Tera fighting Espathra, then I actually can take a good amount of like a stored power after like a 1 or 2 combines with the bulk I have. And Tera Fairy Tera Blast should do a good chunk of damage to the Espathra, especially if it's Tera fighting, and if it's not Tera fighting, then Gholdengo should be able to deal with it pretty well. So yeah, so this is gonna be our second mon that's gonna try to take on Bundle and Espathra. Next up we have Sneezer. So Sneezer is gonna be the lead this week, mainly because he doesn't have a grounded poison. So Toxic Spikes is pretty good against his team. So I'm just gonna lead with it and set up T-Spikes turn 1 and then think later. As I said, I do have a Ghodengo which does deter hazard removal, especially if it's Noivern, Specs Noivern Flamethrower. I don't think 2-hit KO us, and we can just T-Wave, recover, and Shadow Ball, make it rain and get it down. And Decidueye might come in, but we will have to play around that. So we have our, besides Toxic Spikes, we do have our double stab in Darko and Close Combat. And for the final move, I wanted to run Acrobatics because like that hits the ape pretty well, because like Darko and Close Combat are both doesn't do good against the ape, and it's just gonna boost its Rage Fist. But I am not sure if I can proc my sash, because like if it's like a bundle and lead and just flip turns turn 1, then I don't go to my sash, then Acrobatics will be very weak and Shadow Claw will hit much harder. So just for that case I'm running Shadow Claw, just in case. It can also get a crit if it's bulk up ape. So yeah, so we are not gonna try and win this game with Sneezer this time, but we are just gonna try and set up the T-Spikes to lure his team down. Cause like if it's T-Spikes and if it's like the boots bundle, that's fine, cause that's not gonna 1v1 Ghodengo. And if it's also like a boots Espathra, that's also fine, cause then it's not a life orb or leftovers. And both are life orb, no life orb means I'm gonna take less damage and have more chance to KO, and leftovers also means like he's not gonna recover and also give me a better chance to KO the Espathra. So yeah, T-Spike's gonna be important, but yeah, hopefully I will be able to keep it on the field. And last we have Azumarill. So Azumarill, I wanted to run Thick Fat Azu against Bundle, because like with Thick Fat Azu was Bundle like pretty well, but Azu lost a lot of its utility moves, and without like huge power, it's like just like a, it can take hits from Bundle, but it can't do anything back. Like if it had Whirlpool, then I can try and trap stuff with Whirlpool and Perisong, but it doesn't even have Whirlpool anymore. So I just went with the huge power instead of Freeze Dry, because I do think with between Ghodengo and Regidrago I will be able to handle Bundle pretty well. So we are running the Assault Vest that allows us to take 2 freeze dries from non-specs bundle, and Player Off and Liquidation actually hits his team pretty well decently. So, and Aqua Jet just for priority, and I also have Trailblaze because like he has a Quagsire, and Trailblaze is gonna do a good amount of damage to the Quagsire. So yeah, so this is gonna be the team I'll be using this week. Now let's jump on to the battle. Okay, so we have connected to Shadow, and just I thought he did breed his top 3, the Bundle, the Annihilate and the Espathra, and he also brought the Grimmsnarl, and I brought the Decidueye and his one Decidueye. I think it's the Defogger, because he probably was worried about spikes from shocks, or maybe also T-Spikes, I don't know. And he also has brought the Quagsire, so no Heatran, which is fine, because I don't think that mon was very good against me, I guess. And yeah, so as I said, we are just gonna lead with Sneezer and set up T-Spikes turn 1 and hope that he can remove them while poison ticks on him. And I don't have like a sweeper this week to clean up, so it will just be gonna be a grind against his team to withstand his moves and just kill them back in return. Okay, so for the lead I'm definitely expecting either Ape if it's Scarf, or a Bundle lead, or maybe Grimmsnarl. But yeah, let's see what he leads with. Okay, so he leads with the Ape, that's fine. This does tell me it's probably a Scarf Ape, and it might U-turn and it might go for a move, but I'm just gonna click these spikes, I don't care. Okay, so it is Scarf Ape, that actually is much better. Yeah, we do even the sash. In this case acrobatics would have been great, but it is what it is. So we do get the T-spikes up. I can switch into my Serena here, but that means that it will lose its unburden, so I'm just gonna go for the Shadow Claw and do some damage to this thing. Yeah, that does a lot, more than 50%, and it is gonna KO us. So Sneezer did his job, that's fine. The AP is also down, and I think it should pick up, the Sirena should pick it up with a player of here. So I'm just gonna go for a player off, and he doesn't have a good switch into this thing actually, since it didn't bring the hit run. So this player off and power whips are gonna do a good amount of damage to whatever switches in. So yeah, he does withdraw and goes to the DCDY. So yeah, this thing is definitely gonna get to hit KO'd if it's not very physically defensive. Yup, it will get to hit KO'd. Alright, so now the thing is, it definitely has defog, but is it faster than me? Because I don't have a lot of speed, and Decidueye is actually slower, so I just have to hope he's slower, I guess. And hopefully I kill this thing and don't mess up a rough. Yeah, if he gets to have the T-spikes, yeah, he's faster, so he did invest a lot of speed. That's very unfortunate, because like Sneezer's effort got wasted here, but yeah, I do pick up the KO on this thing. So Decidueye goes down. So now he's definitely probably switching in the bundle and goes for Ice Beam or Flip Down or Freeze Dye. So yeah, let's see. Iron bundle. Yeah, I think I should go to my Azu before knowing what kind of bundle it is. Okay, let's see what it does and how much damage it does. So it goes for Dice Beam, and that does a chunk. I don't think that's specs damage, but I'm expecting the Quagsire to switch in here, I think. So I'm just gonna Trailblaze and try to catch that out, but he does go for the Freeze Dry. And since we did take some chip, it's to hit KO now. But yeah, Trailblaze does do a chunk, but yeah, I don't think I want to get Azu out this early. I still have priority, which should be good. And since this thing is not specs, Gordongo should be fine to deal with it. Yeah, it goes for the Freeze Dry, and it does, yeah, very little. So now I can go for the Shadow Ball, but I think he's gonna switch in the Grimmsnarl, so I guess I just go for a Thunder Wave instead. Paralyzed Grimmsnarl should be a lot easier to handle. Okay, he sends the Quagsire instead, so yeah, that's a turn wasted. It's still fine, we still have a good amount of health, so yeah, we're definitely switching in the Serena on this thing, which either goes for a Spike or a EQ, I guess. Okay, he goes for Toxic, so that's still okay, because the ape is down, we don't need a lot of health to deal with the ape, and it's scarfed anyways. So yeah, so now I can easily go for the Power Whip. It doesn't have a good switch in the back for Power Whip. He goes for the green snarl. This should definitely to hit KO the green snarl. Yep, that does over like 60%. So this Grim Snarl isn't a lot of defensive, I think, because I don't have a lot of attack investment, but yeah. So now I think he goes for the parting shot. I think I'll just go to my Azu, which is weak. I think it should be fine to deal with the Grim Snarl now to see if it's screens or just like a pivot. Azu comes in. Yeah, he just goes for the parting shot. That's fine. If he goes into Espathra, I have to switch into the Kodengo, I guess. And if he goes for bundle, I can go back to. I can also go to Kodengo because, like, yeah, he goes to bundle again. So he's definitely wants to click freeze dry. And since he's not scarfed, I can just go to Kodengo and hope he doesn't freeze me. Yep, yeah, I'm still out of range for Hydro Pump, but yeah, I'll just recover and get some health back. Yeah, just goes for the quick turn. He gets the green snarl out again. And I'll just go for the recover. So this green snarl only revealed the parting shot and it is leftover, so it's definitely not screens, I think. I'm going to my Azu again. He's probably just gonna parting shot out again. Okay, he goes for the sucker punch. So he expected me to attack, I guess. So I think I'm free to click a player off here, and I don't think he has a resist in the back, so this should do a good amount of damage. He goes for the T-wave, that's fine, we are not outspeeding anything anyways. Unless we get full parrot. But we missed the pair off, so that's unfortunate. We could have picked this thing up. I'll just gonna click PBA again, and he goes for the parting shot. Yeah, if he goes into the Espathra here, that's gonna be a problem because we are -1. It could start setting up. Because I never want to get the Espathra in free, but he goes to the Quacksire instead. That's actually best because this thing is unaware, so player of -1 doesn't actually matter a lot. Yeah, so that's actually the best for me. So now I can click Trailblaze. This should do a whole lot of damage. It just goes for spikes. Yeah, that does mean my Zoroark sash in the back will get broken, but this thing will be weak. Yeah, it almost killed. And I think it's in range of an Aqua Jet now, especially since it's unaware. So yeah, I'm just gonna click a jet now. Yeah, and Quacksire goes down. That's also good. I mean, that thing was not a big issue, but still, yeah, if it set up some more spikes, it might have been. So the ape comes out. I don't want to click a quadjet because I don't think I kill, and I don't wanna give it a rage fist boost. So yeah, it just goes for the rage fist, which should be 100 best power now. So it picks up Azu, but now we can go into Serena. I mean, we can't clear the hazards out, but we can at least kill this thing with a pair of 100 power. Rage fist shouldn't knock us out in any shape or form. So I'm just gonna click pair off. goes for the Rage Fist again. Does a shit ton cause it was a critical hit. But he takes helmet chip and you have to hit the Paraf and it dies. So Ape goes down. You almost die to poison. Yeah, we're gonna faint to poison next turn, so that's still fine. So he sends out the Espathra. He probably wants to set up on me, so yeah, I don't want to get this thing free. I could spin and get rid of the hazards for Zora, but I think the damage will matter more, so he does go for the Calm Mind. Doesn't Tera, by the way. This power wave should do a chunk. Yeah, I did a chunk, but less than I expected, so it's definitely got a good amount of defense investment. Okay, so now it's +1/+1/+1. Stored power is it at base what? 40, 60, 80. So yeah, I just go to Gholdengo and go for the Shadow Ball. I guess if it tears into something, it does. That's fine. Still have the RAG Drago in the back. So it doesn't go for the Tera. That's actually pretty good because the Shadow Ball shouldn't do a lot with the Kaseferi. Yeah, that does like nothing. So it's probably not a lot of offense investment. It is +1, don't know if this kills, but it actually does. So yes, Espathra goes down. So this should be actually game for us because I don't think Crimson and the Iron Bundle will beat what I have left. It goes into the bundle. I don't think even Hydro Pump crit should kill us here, so I just go for Make It Rain. Just goes for 5th turn, so that's fine. That means the Crimson is gonna drop to this Make It Rain. Yep, and down goes the Crimson, so yeah, we definitely win now. Because yeah, the Regidrago is definitely be able to pick up the bundle from here, and I don't think I'm even in range of Hydro Pump yet. So yeah, we just go for a Mega Train again. We goes for the Hydro Pump and connects, and we actually leave and make it train. Oh, we got a crit and kill it. I don't know if that matters because bundle is fail specially, but yeah, Gholdengo picks up the last kill and we defeat ShadowStitch 3-0. So that's gonna be all for week 6, and with that I think we almost make the bye. So yeah, there's also that. So yeah, bye, and we'll see you next week.